Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to Mornings with Money, Markets, and Motivation with Mike. So our word of the day is interstice, and intervening space, especially a very small one. Interstice is our word of the day. I can see the neighbor's dog peeking through the interstice in the fence slats. So that is how we use that word. And let us go over now to our heat map, S&P 500 heat map. Uber is up big today. Apple had a gap up today. Some of the financials continue to do well after the rate cut. Some of the real estate are up, utilities and basic materials. And our cryptos are all pulling back today, people taking their profits after the move yesterday. So that is the story with that one. We're now going to move over to our little advertisement of the day. You don't want to worry about your funds. If you're getting close to retirement, you may want to check this out to put at least a portion of your retirement holdings. Make sure that it is protected, does not go down in value. This goes up when the market goes up, does not go down when the market goes down, and it just keeps ascending the stairway. So it looks like an ascending base and beats index investing by 5% per year. If you'd like to learn more about this, please check in with me, and I'd be happy to share anything that you would like to know. This is fixed indexed annuity that can pay you over your lifetime. So that is the story with that one. Now we're going to go over to our indexes. So strategy had a good day yesterday. And much like all the cryptocurrencies, people are taking their profits today. We're going to go look at the various indexes. I'm going to shrink my picture here. It's taking up too much of the screen. So the NASDAQ is up today, up 0.5%. The equal weight on the NASDAQ is holding steady, pretty flat. The S&P 500 is up ever so slightly, up 0.35%. The equal weight on the S&P is off slightly, down 0.23%. And the Russell 2000 is taking some profits, down 0.68%. And the Dow Jones is up slightly, 0.32%. And let us go around the horn. Financials up slightly, 0.14%. NLR has a huge move today. Let me take a look at the one that we just recently invested in, Oklo. Yeah, pretty big move, up 23% on the day. On to aerospace. Aerospace is up 0.21%. The VIX, need to adjust our chart here a little bit. It's up slightly, 1.68%. Ten-year Treasury continues up after the big move yesterday, up 0.85%, up to 4 0.14% interest. The 20-year Treasury is up as well. Had a gap up yesterday and is moving higher. Another close to 1% today, up to 3.44%. The bonds selling off, pull back to the 20-day moving average. Now they're at $888 per bond. And so the interest rate is rising on these bonds. Energy is pulling back to the 20-day. Communications, pretty flat for the day. Utilities, they're bouncing up 0.54%. Utilities are supporting a lot of the AI programs. That is what the nuclear, why that's rising. And here we are with biotech pulling back a little bit after a pretty nice move yesterday. So they're pulling back about half of what they moved yesterday. Here's software. Got a nice move in software, up almost 1% today. Technology. Nice move in technology, up 0.61%. Infrastructure pulling back, down 0.34%. They had a pretty good move yesterday, pulling back to the 10-day moving average. Semiconductors pulling back ever so slightly, 0.5%. Airlines not really moving too much. Healthcare, it's pretty flat. Consumer discretionary, up 0.37%. Take a look at Tesla, up 2.12% today. Maybe it'll build a shelf here. Looks like we may got close to a 1-week tight on Tesla. Amazon, which is in the same ETF, it's up 0.45% for the day. Consumer staples falls again. Building materials pretty flat for the day. And metals and mining is climbing. Pull back in home builders and uranium. Look at that move in uranium, up 7.22% on the day, and that's in an ETF. Take a look at CCJ. Got a nice move up 3.8%. Look at Danforth. Look at that, 6.23%. I think it's predicted to go in 1 year time frame to $4.45. Energy fuels itself above $15, up 7.59%. So let us go and see where the big money is flowing today. Seems to be a lot of mining stocks taking up good portion. This is Barrick Mining, moving up about 10%. Earnings are supposed to increase 62% this year, another 27% next year. Huge volume here. Franco, Nevada, Got a nice move in Franco, Nevada as well. And next is Goldfields, GFI. They're up almost 8.4% for the day. Harmony Gold Mining is up about 12% on the day, so a lot of money moving into the mining area. This is Solaris Energy, breaks out into its pivot area here. Pretty good volume all this last week as it just continued moving up on the right side of its base here. Century Aluminum, pretty good rise, up 3.42 as it broke out of the pivot zone here. We recommend this 5% pivot zone. You retain your buying in this area because it's often leads to a correction. You just never know where it's going to go. You want to put percentages in your favor. Dave, in the software section, up 5% for the day. Here's our stock Oklo. It's up 23.5% today. Centrus Energy, also in the same area. It just shoots right through the pivot zone here, up 13.25%. And then we got a bunch of quantum computing stocks in this section. I'll just kind of go through them. This is up 11%, shoots through the profit zone. Here's Uber, which we mentioned earlier in the heat map. Uber gets into the pivot zone, up 3.74%. Let me just adjust so we can see the volume. The volume isn't the greatest, but we do have a cup with a handle here in Uber. This is one of the stronger formations. And the cup with the handle came up here, and then it pulled back again. We'll see if it can keep moving higher. Upwork, kind of a talent agency, up 1.28%. Here we have some more nuclear power, up about 20% today. Look at these bars, huge volume spikes. That's not your Aunt Edna buying that. And screen is kind of blocking where I want to go next. INQ back into the quantum computing, up 5.48%. It is pretty well extended. Here was a flat base with a buy point at 49.04. Here's where Apple is. A small portion in Apple, up 3.35%. We have this version of Apple 2 times long on Apple. It's up 6.79% for the day. Here we go, Quantum Scope, also in quantum computing, up a little over 8.25%. And here we go, Rigetti up 13.46%. The breakout would have been 18.26. And it has just been streaming. Look at all these volume bars. This wasn't quite, I don't think this was quite might have been a double bottom, 14.44, and the low over here was 13.97. So it wasn't a double bottom, but out of this formation, it has really taken off. So that is our chart analysis for today. Now we are going to go over to our quote of the day. Quote of the day comes from our sixth president of the United States, John Quincy Adams. Says, if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. So there you have it. That is a show today with money, markets, and motivation with Mike. Hope you have a great weekend. Everybody go out there and enjoy what you do. Spend some good quality family time. And if you can help others in need, please do so. And we will see you on Monday. Take care, everyone.